Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about Ansu Fati's recent injury updates, because there has been so many reports going on talking about where Ansu Fati is at in terms of his recovery process. Then we're going to be moving on to the cup tie that Barcelona is going to be in and who we're going to be facing in the Copa del Rey for the semifinals. Then lastly, we are going to be talking about Sergi Roberto and what his injury does mean for Barcelona in this season and for the next season, which will be the 2021-2022 season. But first, we are going to be talking about Ansu Fati, and we do have so many reports to talk about, so many to address, what's real and what's fake, and we're first going to be starting with this. Ansu Fati right now, he has been on the spotlight for the wrong reasons. Right now, he is going through a recovery phase. There has been reports stating that he did encounter a second surgery a few weeks ago, and then there are other reports saying that Ansu Fati is going to be out way longer than expected. And I do think that because he has been on the spotlight, because of those reasons, it is really showing you that the fan base is waiting of Ansu Fati's arrival. Everybody wants to see Ansu Fati return on the pitch, and looking at Antoine Griezmann's performance, who is the player that is taking his place on that left wing area, Griezmann has been performing very, very well, and it makes you really think, right? What could Ansu Fati do in that position? Could he do better than Antoine Griezmann? Could he put the exact same amount of numbers like Antoine Griezmann? What could Ansu Fati do? And I do believe that because of that curiosity of what Ansu Fati could display on the field under this Ronald Koeman's Barcelona, that does bring a lot of eagerness to come back. And I'm not even going to talk about the fan base. I do believe that this player, Ansu Fati, does have the eagerness to come back on the field, especially when you are witnessing the amount of momentum this Barcelona team is going through. And it says here, according to Santiago Valle, for those close to Dr. Sugat, it is assured that Ansu Fati did not undergo any surgery in the last few weeks. The only treatment he has received was a biological treatment back in January. But it is true that Ansu Fati's recovery is going much slower than initially expected. So keep in mind, a few weeks ago, there were reports stating that Ansu Fati did encounter a second surgery. And when you encounter more surgeries as a player, the longer it is going to take for you to come back on the field. This is the reason why Gerard Piqué did not want to take a surgery, because he wants to come back as soon as possible. Seeing that he's 34 years old, it is a much different process. It is okay for him to not use that second surgery. But as for Ansu Fati, who has a whole career ahead of him, who is only 18, 19 years old, yes, you should take that surgery because you do have time on your hands compared to a player who's 34, 35 years old. And with this statement here, it is completely denying the fact that Ansu Fati has encountered a second surgery. And that is where we are going to be standing. Ansu Fati did not take any second surgery, and the only surgery that he did take was a few months ago, which was last year. And so with this amount of information emerging onto social media, Moises Llorens has also stated that there is a tremendous amount of anger coming from Ansu Fati regarding the evolution of his knee injury around the media, and the player is just not happy with the situation that's currently going on through social media. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering, what does it mean when he's angry? Like, why does he have anger within himself? Because of all of the information that's going on around the media. And to be very honest, I do not believe it is anger that Ansu Fati has within him. I do think that he does have a sense of social pressure, because let me tell you, when you know that you do have a whole fan base waiting for you to come back onto the field, you are going to be feeling that pressure. And as a youth player, this is what breaks you, is that when you listen to the noise that's going on around you in Barcelona or anywhere around the world, you are going to feel that pressure to come back. And when you see that your knee injury is not going well, you are going to be asking questions and saying, look, I need to come back, I want to come back and play. And especially when you are a teenager like Ansu Fati, you are going to be wanting to come back and play as soon as possible. It does get very frustrating. Now, Moises Llorens has also explained that the information about his knee isn't leaked by someone from inside the club, but there is someone from inside the club who is leaking this information. Now, I have no idea who's leaking this information, whether it's false information or true information. I have no idea, but I'm going to be using my common sense on who I believe this is leaking the information. And I'm going to have to say that it is the doctor of Ansu Fati, which is Dr. Ramon Sugat. And I'm saying that because of two reasons. One, it is because he is the only doctor that knows about this information. It's either the doctor or Ansu Fati. And two, Dr. Ramon is a doctor that does want to be in the club. He is under the team of Victor Font, and Dr. Ramon has stated multiple times that he is a true believer on Victor Font's project, and he wants to be part of this project and gain control of this Barcelona club as soon as possible. But look, I could be wrong. It could be someone completely different, but I'm just going to be using my common sense sense. I do believe that it was a doctor, and because I do believe that it was Dr. Ramon, I don't believe that this information was put out there through malicious intent. I do think that it was just a simple mistake, and that's about it. And the only time we should be hearing updates about Ansu Fati's recovery would be coming through FC Barcelona themselves, would be coming through their accounts on social media. Like for example, the biological treatment update was coming from Barcelona themselves. Anything else that you do hear new about Ansu Fati's recovery that does not come out from Barcelona's account should be taken with a grain of salt. But that is where we currently do stand regarding Ansu Fati. He is expected to come back in either the middle of February or the end of February, or if things does not go well and his recovery is going much slower than expected, then we should see him by at least the middle of March or the end of March. It will be throughout those two time frames. And now the next topic that I do want to talk about is going to be about the Copa del Rey draw. And it is official that Barcelona is going to be playing against Sevilla. It's going to be a total of 2 legs. In the previous round, we have only played 1 leg, but in the semifinals, it has been fixtured and set that this is going to be a 2-legged match. The first match is going to be playing away from Barcelona's perspective. We will be going at their home, which is going to be played on February 10th, 2021, which is going to be on Wednesday next week. Then the second game, which will be the second leg between Barcelona and Sevilla, is going to be playing at home. It's going to be at the Camp Nou, and that game is going to be played on March 3rd, 2021. And this is a great tie. The fact that Barcelona is going to be playing against Sevilla is a great exciting tie, because if we were to look at the other 2 teams, we have already faced Athletic Club many times. We have faced them a total of 3 times in this year. We want to see something different. And then you look at Levante, who is not the best team in this draw. I understand that Levante is having a great season so far, but in my personal opinion, I want Barcelona to face a very tough team. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because this would allow us to know what level Barcelona is actually in. I do not want to face all of these easy teams very early in competitions thinking that we are very dominant. I do believe that the best way to understand where Barcelona's level is at is to face teams like Sevilla, Athletic Club, Real Sociedad, Real Betis very early in any competition. And looking at Sevilla, they are currently in 4th place. They have only lost 1 more game more than FC Barcelona, so they are very leveled. And let me tell you guys something. If everything does go well, if Barcelona go past Sevilla and Athletic Club, do what they need to do and beat Levante down, there is going to be a final set for the Copa del Rey that could be FC Barcelona and Athletic Club. The last time we have seen Barcelona and Athletic Club in a Copa del Rey final was back in 2015. And back in 2015, we did have that amazing match where Messi scored that amazing goal and Neymar scored 1 goal against Athletic Club. And in that match, Barcelona did win 3-1, and it's going to give so many vibes and so many memories if Barcelona and Athletic Club do meet in that final. But first, we do have to go through Sevilla. There's a very big tough test ahead of us, but I am really liking the way this fixture is set up at the moment. And then you also take into account who we are going to be seeing in that semifinal match, and we are going to be seeing Ivan Rakitic, someone who knows FC Barcelona very well. It's going to be a very nice reunion, and I cannot wait to see this semifinal match. Obviously, we're going to be covering this match with a pre-match video and then have the game covered once the game is over with a post-match review. And lastly, I do want to talk about Sergi Roberto. And it is official that Sergi Roberto is going to be out for 1 month, and to be more specific, he is going to be missing out for a total of 5 to 6 weeks, which is a little over 1 month. In the previous match, which was between Barcelona and Granada, Sergi Roberto did attend in the starting 11, and because of that, he did encounter an injury. And looking at the whole picture of what actually went on, Sergi Roberto was simply just rushed onto the field, and he did pay the price for playing so early after coming back from recovery. And it's very sad to see that, because Sergi Roberto was actually playing extremely well against Granada. And now that we have Sergi Roberto out for another month, what is Barcelona going to do next? What is going to be our plan A and our plan B? Because what we have done before was use Serginho Dest in every game, but it was not the ideal solution, because you know what ended up happening with Dest playing in every game? He ended up burning out, which leads towards mistakes. And once you make those mistakes and you demand more from yourself to perform much better, that usually does end towards injuries. And that is where we do see Serginho Dest today. He did encounter an injury, and he is on his way towards fully recovering. While yes, he can play, he's still not 100% fit. And so the way that I am going to be breaking up these 2 parts that I am going to be making is that I want to talk about what is going to be the short-term solution with Sergi Roberto coming out, which is going to be in this season. And the other factor factor I am going to be talking about is what should Barcelona do for the next season and how should we be handling this right back area. And starting with the first one, what should Barcelona do in the short term in this season? I do believe that Mingueza should be the alternative if Sergi Dest cannot play in every game, but keep in mind that this is a short-term solution. I do not think that Mingueza should be a full-time right back. This is only very temporary in order for Sergi Dest to stay away from any injury. I do think that Barcelona need a true right back, a right back that devotes himself towards being a great right back in order to compete with Sergi Dest, because that is what's going to bring you consistency, is the fact that you have a right back that devotes himself towards his work. Because if you continue to bring a center back into the right back position, that does in a way destabilize your team as it wants to move forward up into the final third area. This is something that Barcelona never do want. And then as for the next season, right, what does this tell us? How should Barcelona move into the next season? And I do think that this is a lesson to be learned. And with Ronald Koeman analyzing this problem, there is going to be a chance that we could see Sergi Roberto absent from that right back role in the next season. And it is not going to be because of an injury. It is because I do believe that Ronald Koeman is going to be moving Sergi Roberto away from that position and place him into the midfield, because there is one player that's currently emerging on the scenes and is wanting to come back into this Barcelona squad team for the next season, and that player is the young Brazilian Emerson. Emerson is a loanee that's currently playing in Real Betis. We are going to be seeing him in the next game on Sunday, and many reports have circulated that Emerson is very eager to come back to football club FC Barcelona. Now, I know that Emerson is not currently rated. I know that Emerson has not been having the best season with Real Betis, but keep in mind that the sole purpose why Barcelona loaned out Emerson after immediately buying him away from the Brazilian league, it was because they wanted Emerson to gain experience on what it's like to play within La Liga, and he has been doing that for the past 2 years. And I do think that it is time. It is time for Emerson to come back to show what can he bring towards this Barcelona team. And if you're telling me that Barcelona has a chance to have Emerson and Sergi Dest compete for that right back position, Barcelona is going to be in the right steps. But that's going to be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.